Bonsoir, mes amis. Welcome to this week's Monday video. We actually got some really good questions this week, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. We are actually going to start with the questions on my phone, as usual. I know I am a creature of habit. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to get to Dimmick RP, Dana, who, as always, has sent some absolutely spectacular questions. She says, what do you and Belle think of Twinkies and Hostess cupcakes? Satan's own handiwork. It's disgusting, and we don't eat them. If we're craving cake, we get cake, not that crap. Does Belle think Dimmick would look hotter in a nice fitted suit? Ooh la la. Or well-loved t-shirt and jeans? Well-loved t-shirt and jeans, he says, because there's something just incredibly attractive to him about Daddy Dimmick, who's home, who's not at work, who's playing with the kids, helping him cook, helping him clean. He really enjoys the domesticity, and he loves seeing Ian in his comfortable clothes and knowing that he can slip a hand right up under the comfy t-shirt and have his hand on Ian's hip, and that's really fantastic to him. People are Skyping me. Okay. All right. If you had to describe yourself, Balth, and David each as a pastry or dessert, what would you each be? David would be rainbow sherbet because he is bright and colorful and sweet and fun. Balthazar would be dark chocolate mousse. It's a pain in the butt to make, but it's really rich and decadent, and yet it's such a simple dessert that it's extremely it kind of sates you, and it's enough. It's good. It's really good. And if I had to describe myself as a pastry or a dessert, I don't know, maybe coffee cake, because I'm all cracked out and bouncy constantly. I don't know. If you oh no, wait, no, go back. Hang on. I would actually be apple pie with Granny Smith apples and Dutch crumble on top. A little sweet, a little spicy. You got to make sure you got the nutmeg in there. And the Granny Smith apples really give it that tart kind of flavor that I'm known for with my sense of humor. I feel like that's kind of accurate. But still, kind of like something warm and comforting. If you, Balth, and Davy are dressing up this year for Halloween, what will you be? I am actually extremely torn this year between being a pirate, a film noir detective, and being a fairy. I'm leaning more towards pirate because then the girlfriend and I could do matching outfits, because she could be a pirate wench and I could be a pirate. It would be pretty fantastic, I think. Balthazar is actually dressing up with David. David is going to be what is he going to be? Oh, he wants to be a velociraptor. And Balthazar is going to be a T-Rex. Yes, these are the things that they do together. Adorable. They're dressing up as dinosaurs. Can I have a hug? You can always have a hug, sweetie. My day's been really sucky. I'm very sorry to hear that. That sucks. You can text me anytime you're having a bad day or come into my inbox or anything. Gallytrot snuggles would be equally fantastic. If I had a Gallytrot for you to snuggle, I would willingly give you a Gallytrot to snuggle. However, the only smallish sized being that I can offer for snuggles is Rosie Posy Puddin' Pie, and unfortunately, Little Monster is currently sick. She's not contagious anymore. Ish. Hopefully. We'll see. I love you, sis. I love you too, Dana dear. You are the bestest. Okay, so let's move on to what I have in my inbox. What have I got in my inbox? It's a fun riddle. I could totally beat Colin with that. All right, so we're going to go with Scotch the Demon Boy, who sent me questions last week and this week. And the ones he sent me last week, he specified for next Monday. If you had an addiction, mun and muse unless otherwise stated, what drug would you be addicted to? I am addicted to caffeine, thank you. Balthazar says that if he was going to be addicted to anything, it would probably be opium. Which AU would you least like to do, and why? Mun, obviously. Impreg. I just can't do it, man. I just can't. Like, I just can't. And props to the people who can pull it off, because I can't pull it off. It's not something that I think I can do. Or female Balth. Whoo! Tell you what, one time I got an MA where Balth was turned into a woman for a week. Balthazar went AWOL for an entire week. He's like, no, fuck you, I'm not doing that. He does not do very well as a woman. And then I have an Anon who's asking me, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? I don't understand this reference. It's 9:05 Pacific Standard Time. 9:05 p.m. So in the rest of the world speech, that would be 21:05 Pacific Standard Time. Scotch has actually sent me more questions here. Thank you, Jay, for sending like 5 billion. You're a champ. What are the top 5 most played songs in/on your iPhone/iTunes? Good question. Let's go to my phone and find what I've actually got on here that I listen to. Because I spend a lot of time listening to music in the shower, so let's see what I've got on here I'm actually really fond of. Okay, top 5. Probably Cemetery Gates by the Smiths. Designer by Queens of the Stone Age. Mathematics by Little Boots. Howl by Ellie Goulding. Or Howl by Florence and the Machine, and, excuse me, that's terrible, and Salt Skin by Ellie Goulding. Or What's a Girl to Do by Bat for Lashes. One of those two. Ellie Goulding, Bat for Lashes, those two are kind of like, they're like right there together. Favorite breed of dog? I really like Basenji and Ibizans. They're Egyptian hound dogs. But I'm also actually particularly fond of just your standard run-of-the-mill mutt. Mutts are stronger and tougher than sweetie pies. Okay, alright. So that's the end of Scotch's questions, I think. No, here we go. Last one. Polar bear cubs or seal cubs, Mun and Muse. Balthazar says polar bear cubs, and I have to say polar bear cubs too. They look like they should be snuggly, but they have very sharp teeth, and we dig that. And seal cubs kind of weird us out, because seals in general just kind of weird us out. Like, you have flippers, but you walk. I don't fucking get it. It's a little weird. He personally thinks that Dad might have been a little bit drunk when he was making those. He's not sure. Alright. The King of the Labyrinth. Yay! This is Chrissy's Jareth blog, actually. Because I can, from our conversation earlier, we were talking earlier about how we need to figure something out for Balth and Jareth to interact. And the blog that I'm on, she's on that blog right now. Favorite Bowie song? Fame, actually. I love that song. What is a typical day in the life of Balthazar? He wakes up. If it's a verse where he has David, he gets David up. They have their morning breakfast, which consists of croissants that Balthazar actually makes fresh, berries or whatever fruit is in season that they've picked up at the farmer's market, maybe a slice of cheese, and then Balthazar, generally speaking, sits down to research or paperwork. David has a tutor that comes, and they play together for a little bit. If it's a verse where he doesn't have David, he gets up and takes a look at his book, sees what kind of meetings he has on the books, be it a meeting for something related to his, the word completely escapes me, his cabaret. Wow! How many times have I typed it and the word completely escaped me for a second there? be it something related to his cabaret or something related to his side business of fencing illicit items. Lunch, someplace where he can see something that's natural. He's particularly fond of having lunch in cafes in parks, or going to a park with lunch, or something like that, getting a moment of nature to relax and decompress. Dinner is always something divine and gourmet, and then he's usually at the cabaret working, or trying to steal something, or frustrating the ever-loving fuck out of one of his siblings, or the Winchesters, or something like that. And then he comes home and does the whole thing over again. What does he plan on doing for David's schooling? He actually has a tutor who is a dragon, who things make me believe that it may be Ikaria. But he has a tutor. She's a dragon. She's a very clever lady. She's a very kind lady. And when David can actually hide his wings, he's going to send him actually to a private school. Yep. Is there a particular era in history that Balthazar loves or Mrs. Dearly? Yes, the 1920s. He was extremely fond of that era. Okay. Winter Davenport grumbles about Tumblr and the eating of ass. Apparently, she sent her original questions actually twice, and she sent them twice because last week Tumblr ate her questions, and this week Tumblr ate her questions. Tries to remember all of them. I'm so sorry, Bunny. I don't know why Tumblr keeps eating your questions. Top 5 candle scents. I have one called Woodland. What is it? Woodland Light or something, and it's got notes of like amber and resin, and it just kind of smells like autumn. One called like Gleaming Moonlight or something like that actually smells like the incense that they use in Catholic churches at Christmas, which is that one. I have mixed feelings about that one, because on the one hand it brings back my childhood and the sense of ritual that was omnipresent in everything that was Catholic. But on the other hand, it also brings back a lot of, I don't want to say doubts about myself, but it is kind of doubts about myself. But it's a very interesting, complex smell. I have one that is actually rose scented that actually does smell like roses, and you know how much I love roses, so I'm all about that. I have one that's pine scented, and it's really sharp. So it actually makes me think of winter nights in Colorado, back when I used to live in Colorado, and just how sharp everything smells when snow's fallen. It's really, really good. That's 4 there. So 5th, I have a coffee scented one that smells like coffee, and I love coffee. I'm gonna go with that. Favorite art style: Cubism, Realism, etc. Impressionism! Are you kidding me? I love Impressionism. It's divine, the play of colors together. Oh, it's just glorious. Crafting, yay or nay? If you had time for crafting, what would you do? Yay, absolutely yay. If I had time for crafting, and she's put in parentheses here, crochet, knitting, cross-stitch, etc. If I had time for crafting, I think I would actually probably, well, I can't crochet and I can't knit because I'm absolutely hopeless. If you hand me yarn, the best I can do is tangle it up like a cat and throw it back at you and say, take it away from me. But I would probably, I don't know, make jewelry, I think. Wire wrap stones and, just kind of put together jewelry, I think. Best and worst MAs you've ever received. The best Magic Anon that I ever received was the one that gave Balthazar David, because he has never been so happy and fulfilled in his life. The worst that I have ever received is one that is actually currently sitting in the bottom of my inbox, and I'm terrified to do it because it is a yellow fever Magic Anon. And Balthazar is supposed to be terrified of whatever terrifies him. And I don't know if I could handle the level of broken that Balthazar facing his fears and dealing with his absolute despairing terror of being abandoned and of his family killing him. And he's genuinely terrified, wakes up in a cold, sweat with screams on his lips, dreaming of his older brothers. He is genuinely terrified of his family, and he wants so much to belong and so much to be accepted, and he is genuinely terrified of winding up alone or dying at the hands of a sibling. Thanks for that, Cass. How would Balth react if he was ever forced to hurt / kill or seriously injure a loved one due to a magic anon? He might actually attempt to kill himself. That is the one thing that he fears, is hurting someone that he loves. And if a magic anon forced him to hurt or injure or kill someone that he cared about, I think his whole purpose in life would be thrown into question. Because he is such a protector being, because he is such a guardian inherently, because he feels so strongly about keeping the ones he cares for, his charges, his family, his friends, his lovers, his children, safe. If he was ever forced to hurt one of these people that has become the sole entirety of his world would literally crumble, and he might actually try to kill himself as penance. I don't know. And quite frankly, that thought actually scares me a little bit. It's a little bit frightening to me. So these were actually really incredibly good questions, guys. Thank you. I do appreciate them. Oh, okay. All right. Skype. The last one was actually girlfriend giving me snuggles. Internet snuggles. Yay, snuggles. Okay, guys. So I know I've been kind of AWOL lately, and I'm really sorry about that. But today I got a lot of my drafts done, and I'm going to kick some ass on replies tomorrow. I owe, quite frankly, a fuck ton of you. Oh, and excellent news, everybody. I got the job. Woo! I am going to be starting on Wednesday. New hours. It's going to be like Monday through Friday. Primo hours, really choice. And I'm going to have my weekends back. Woo! Yay! Oh, it's going to be so much better for Rosie, too, because I'm going to be like a lot more, I'm going to be able to spend so much more time with her. Alright, guys, thank you so much for your questions. They were fantastic this week. I absolutely love them. And I'm always here. If you ever need to talk to me, you ever just want to vent, you can even just send it to me anon, and I will do my best to help. You know I love you. All my loves. This is the one way in which I'm better than Benedict Cumberbatch. I can make a heart with my fingers. Comme tu joues, bonne chance.